In this week's episode, we talk about how Arsenal are Arsenal going to bottle the Premier League after their loss to Bournemouth. We go through our key battles in game week 32 and then have a look ahead to the double game week in game week 33. And also, we have a little quiz at the end. Welcome to the Sonny Share Pod. No Butler or Ben this week, so I'd like to welcome back Andy Jacks. I think it's your hat-trick appearance this year, mate, is it?
Thank you. It was one was a header, I'm sure. Left foot, right foot.
Perfect hat-trick. How are you then, mate? How's things?
Yeah, not too bad. After last night's result, I'm glad we achieved the objective, but generally all right. What about yourself?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Yeah, no, watched a bit of Champions League. We'll recap the Champions League in a sec, because there's some feisty affairs. A feisty affair in Madrid and also a feisty affair in Munich last night as well. But fantasy-wise, I got battered by Dave, unfortunately, this week, which has probably cost me my playoff hopes, but we'll have to see what happens. You had an absolute resurgence, mate. We will touch on your fantasy a bit later, but just how are you feeling currently, fantasy-wise?
Well, you can see by the stats, 3 weeks of not even mediocrity. It's just direless, and now I'm out of the playoff contention.
You done now, are you?
Yeah, the final nail in the coffin was. Unless my maths is wrong. My maths could be wrong, actually. But
no, I think you're right. Yeah, you're 10 behind with 9 available points to play with.
I don't think I've ever been in this point ever as a supporter of football or in Fantasy Premier League where I've had nothing to do now for the rest of the season. I'm like, oh, right, great. So this is what it feels like.
Yeah, it is a double-edged sword, the old playoff thing. Like, it's obviously good if you're in it, but if you're not, or like me and you probably won't be, it's a bit of a damp squid at the end. But hopefully, I may potentially make it, but again, it's mathematically looking pretty rough for me. I think I'm 7 behind, 9 to play. I need a lot of stuff to go my way.
Yeah, you need a lot of things.
I've just shat myself at the wrong time. Yeah, I won 5 in a row, and then I've just limped the last 5 weeks and lost some shitty games. But let's get straight to it, then, mate. Arsenal. You come on at the perfect time, really.
Where's Balf and Charlie?
I know. Balfy as well. He nibbled hard. If anyone, we have our own WhatsApp group with the league, and I think Butler put a little message about Arsenal bottling it, and Balf, Jesus Christ, straight in there with a nibble straight away. But what is your honest opinion, mate? Like I said, if you listen to last week's pod, I said I'd really, really love Arsenal to win the league, just on the fact that he's built this team and built this sort of whole squad for 5-6 years. And in momentum, you're gaining momentum each year. You just can't get quite over the line. But what are your opinions? What do you think is going to happen?
Do you know what? It is going to go down to the wire. Yeah. I do feel, and this is not me just speaking, hopefully, I do feel we will probably sneak it. And the reason I feel that is this, if you just look at what's happening with all the results over the past month or so, teams that could have gone on and guaranteed their Champions League spot, or got out of relegation trouble, or whatever their needs were. There's been lots of peculiar results. United losing to Leeds. All of these little results means that I think, looking at City's fixtures, looking at Arsenal's fixtures, and looking at all the other fixtures, I don't think City are just going to walk to the title and Arsenal are going to fall away. It's going to be close, but I'm pretty confident we'll just about make it. We'll squeak through. That's what we all want anyway, don't we? We want a competitive title race.
Absolutely. I think just looking at fixtures, like I know you've got City away. I think the objective, I would probably say, is to just not lose that game, isn't it, at the weekend? But then you've got Newcastle at home, Fulham at home, West Ham away, Burnley at home, Palace away. Like you do have a favourable run. Not wanting to jinx you or anything, but what do you think about the run in?
The run's fine. I mean, look, you've got to play everybody, and we all know that apart from a couple of teams, the league's been really competitive throughout the season. You know, it's not
Yeah, yeah.
there is a massive difference. So when I look at that running, I go, we could win those games. They're not going to be. I'm not like Charlie who goes, he'll message me and go, we'll definitely win this one 4-0 or 5-0 or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
go, it'll be squeaky bum 1-0 or a 2-1. Not because I'm not confident. I just think you could tell Arsenal have, you know, they're running out of steam just because of the amount of games they're playing. Injuries. Also, they're stuck in their process a bit too much, which obviously limits their attacking output, which is really obvious. You can tell that they're too afraid to take the chances when they can. But yeah, I look at that run in and go, there's nothing there that makes me worry. If I look at the whole season and you look at how much has been done over the whole season, what's happened in the past few weeks, as devastating it is to lose a cup final, to then get knocked out of the FA Cup and, you know, and then lose a bit of our lead in the Premier League. Actually, it's a bloody good season so far. And when you look at those results, apart from the second half against City in the final, or sort of, yeah, second half of the final, where they absolutely deserved to beat us and we didn't lay a finger on them, against Southampton, you know, my business partner is a avid Southampton fan. He's just got his ticket for Wembley. They've been on a magnificent run. They're unbeaten in
Yes.
16, 17. It's not like Southampton, they beat us 2-1, but we could have easily won. So I'm not looking at that result as, oh God, yeah, we're on a dodgy run. It could have happened. We should have won. We didn't. Gutted, but that's what it is. Champions League, Sporting, we beat them away. No one has beaten them away, beaten them at home.
Yeah,
Until
no,
we beat them.
they're very good at home.
Yeah,
Very, very good, aren't they?
we then scraped through with a 0-0. We controlled the game certainly the last 30 minutes. So we're quite happy. So I'm actually looking at going, yeah, we're grinding through the gears, but at least it's not as bad as everyone's making out. It could be better, but do you know what? I'm quite
Yeah,
happy.
I completely agree. I do agree. Like, I know it's just unfortunate you've got this monkey on your back of this bottling thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Even did you see the bloke
Yeah,
when he scored drinking that drinking that fucking Arsenal bottle? Like, it's just that sort of thing. I do feel like those sort of things. I think like with City, especially City, like they are literally playing with freedom. I
yeah,
think they've done it so many times, and I think that it just I'm in it a bit at the moment with my club I'm playing for at the moment. Like we're up in a league where there's two teams that win it every year,
yeah.
and we've got ourselves in a position now where we can actually win the league for the first time in a long time. And we had a game last night, like a midweek game against one of the teams who were sort of mid-table, and we ended up drawing 1-1, like horrendous conditions, but it was one of those. And I sort of said to the lads after, like this is going to happen at this stage.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like teams are going to fall away. I was just the Bournemouth performance. I was just a little bit concerned, like you said, about the attacking output.
Yeah, so
Like that's where I am worried about you. If I was going to put anything, why you may not win it, it would be because you're not going to score as many goals in the running. But like, what's your opinion on particularly that Bournemouth game?
yeah, yeah. So I failed to mention the Bournemouth game. It's because I've sort of erased it from my memory. But no, because I was sat there watching it, and I just thought I was watching it, and they did play like we're playing Bournemouth, we're going to win. But again, Bournemouth hadn't been beaten in 12,
Yeah,
or they had a
absolutely right.
series of draws. But it felt like that game in particular, they were playing with a handbrake on. So and they were almost like they were going to get some type of result out of it. So I thought, bloody hell, you know, we're going to get beat here, and sure enough, we did.
And
You know,
it is one of those. And I think to be like you said, Bournemouth are one thing that I saw someone put out was about David Raya, like how he slowed the game down way too much. Like he kept the ball at his feet. I know he's does that a lot, but it just
yeah,
meant that Bournemouth almost didn't even have to press. They could just set the press. And then like that second goal came from that really, didn't it? And the ball in behind. And to be fair, it was an unbelievable finish. But it's crazy that if you actually look at the table, you've scored one goal less than City. You've scored
oh,
62 goals. They've scored. I
yeah,
think people don't talk about that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you've scored a lot of goals this year, and I think I just really I know I think not having Saka with a bit of creativity. Obviously, Odegaard's massive for that as well, and I just think especially the back four. I think without Tim, I think Lewis Skelly is an absolute shell. I think from what he was last year, like I just don't think he's even prem quality anymore. I don't know what your opinion of him
So
is.
who was I talking to about? It might have been Charlie. I think Lewis Skelly is coming across as a bit of a Maitland Niles character.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Completely
And
agree.
and I think, he's got the technical quality. So he's been brought up in the Arsenal system, and he can play football. He can do all the technical stuff. But actually, it's a bit more of he doesn't look like a communicator. He doesn't like he's getting in there and doing whatever. And for a defender, particularly, regardless of whether you're a wing back, full back, centre back, or whatever, you want to see a bit of spice in there, regardless. And you see that with Timber. He shows a bit of spice. You see that with Hincape. Whereas Lewis Skelly's, he's just a bit too conservative in his personality. So therefore, he has gone backwards because he can't sort of imprint himself on side. But he is only 19. So,
Absolutely,
Jesus, if I looked
absolutely.
at me at 19, actually, I would have been all over them. Yeah, no, no,
No, I know it is. I do feel, yeah, I just feel that he's slightly out of his depth now because, like, he was being to be taunted as sort of England's next left back, and when he actually played for England, he did really, really well. And I think Hincapié, like you said, Hincapié, Calafiori, Timber, like they're all very, very good players. I think if you take them out of that defensive unit, it has more of an effect than people think. Um, they looked a little bit unsure at the back as well compared to what they had. They were much better last night, I thought, definitely last night compared to the weekend.
Well, one thing I've noticed in the games that we haven't done so well recently is we played four centre backs, or four players that would be, you
To
could
play
say that,
centre on.
like White is centre back slash full back. Same with Mascara. Same with Hikape. When you play that sort of, you've got to have a bit more adventurous people. But as you said, Lewis Skelly hasn't quite, he's lost confidence. Maybe I don't know. So that's where we're at. That's why we're conceding goals. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Anyway,
just even the two goals at the weekend were just then they weren't Arsenal haven't conceded those type of goals this year, have they? Particularly
no.
the first one was a bit of a freak because it came off Gabriel. That happened, but the second one, the way the ball just like cut. I know it was a bit lucky the way it got through to Scott, but he just ran off Zubimendi like he wasn't even there, didn't he?
Well, I think the problem is that all the players that everyone was singing have been singing the praises up until, let's say, February, March.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, when you think of Supermendi, he's dropped off just maybe half a point, maybe a point
yeah,
each
yeah, yeah.
match. The same with Gabriel's made mistakes, Saliba's made mistakes, Raya's made mistakes. The mistakes that were made earlier in the season didn't quite look so bad, but now they
Yes,
do because they're
yeah,
at the at the crunch end of the season, so it really
yeah.
does stand out.
They are high. You're so true. Highlighted a lot more, and that's unfortunately that's where the media and all the scrutiny they jump on that. You've got to be so mentally tough. I don't know how lads do it at that level because it must be horrible. Like, and it gets to the stage. I think even at our level of football when we play, like you don't want the ball. Do you know what I mean? You don't want the ball because you don't want to make that mistake that's going to cost us the league, like that Gerrard slip. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And that is when you get into that mentality. Like I was saying to the lads in our team, like when our creative players don't want the ball anymore, we are then in trouble as a team
yeah,
because
exactly.
let's be honest, we can defend, yes, but obviously we need to score goals to win games. So if our creative players are feeling like, oh, do you know what? I don't want to get on the ball because I don't want to make a mistake, then that is when
Yeah.
it all breaks down. I think that's slightly happening a little bit with Arsenal at the moment. Hopefully they can turn it around because like this City game is huge. What's your prediction for the weekend, mate? Or what would you like to happen?
Well, obviously a win. So, what do I think? I think it will be a turgid game. It will
Yes,
be
agreed.
tense. And actually, do you know what? I think it'll probably end up a draw. What I would actually genuinely like is, because we haven't had anyone sent off this season, I'd love to see someone neutralise someone, and not to do injury, but just
Just kick
show that.
someone, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because obviously last season it was a bit of a problem. We were having too many people sent off, but this season we've gone completely the polar opposite. So actually, um, just get stuck in, show a bit of
Show a bit
You
of
know,
heart, show a bit of the badge.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. I mean, do you know what? No fan will ever say, "Oh, I can't believe he put in 100% effort and he was really going for it." And that's what we all care about, really. In the end, obviously, we'd love to win with fantastic goals and all of that, but show a bit of heart and effort and
That's it.
let the handbrake go. Let the handbrake go.
Yeah,
That's all I say. Yeah, yeah, go
absolutely.
for it.
Completely agree. Right, just before we move on to our key battles, just want a little brief look at the Champions League results. So, if you didn't see Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, who do we have Tuesday? Was that Liverpool PSG, was it? Yeah, that was Liverpool. Unfortunately succumbed to PSG. I thought Liverpool actually played pretty well, to be fair. And unfortunately, it's come out now that Ekatiké's ruptured his Achilles, I think, and is
Yeah.
out for sort of the World Cup, which was that's a terrible, terrible injury. Like so unlucky, so innocuous. Did you see it?
I didn't see how he got the injury, but I saw. Yeah, obviously, I've
Yeah,
seen the report.
I think he just went to take off and just obviously just pinged on him. But no, Liverpool were pretty good. Like PSG again, like I think they're favourites. That Real Madrid, no, sorry, that Bayern PSG semi is frightening, isn't it? Just to move on to that, did you catch any of that Real Bayern game last night?
Yeah, I mean that's an epic. That's an all-time epic um, game, and not just because it's fresh in the memory. I mean, the quality. When you look at Elise, you look at
Oh,
Kane doing what he does, and everyone at Mbappe. Just sort of like, yeah, that high quality skill. But of course, when you're conceding that many goals, there can be question marks around it. So, I mean, I look at it. You've got the attacking flair part of the
yes,
semi-final
yeah, yeah.
versus the dull Atletico Arsenal
So true,
side.
so true. The polar opposite teams, aren't they, in the draws? Like Atletico and Arsenal, very similar the way they set up. Like they actually did really well to get past Barca. I don't know if you saw any of that game, but
I do, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
some of the officiating, like I don't. What did you think of that red card? Do you think it was a red, or do you think he was the last offender? It was very touch and go, wasn't it?
I mean, I'll use the phrase, you've seen them given, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's, it's that, I mean, yeah, I'd be miffed if it happened to us, but, you know,
yeah, it's tough because
yeah.
they were. I
But,
saw because I watched the highlight. I didn't actually see the game. Watched the highlights. I read something. Oh, the officiating was a disgrace. Blah blah blah. And like those games are always going to be sort of high emotion, aren't they? Especially with Simeone on the touchline. But I thought
yeah,
Atletico actually did pretty well to get back into the game because when Bayern went 2-0 up in the first like 20 minutes, I thought, wow, this could be 3-4. He's
yeah.
definitely they've definitely got a little voodoo over Barcelona. It will be really, really interesting to see how that semi-final goes with Arsenal. Like, just briefly, what are your thoughts on that
Well,
semi
I mean,
against
we've
Atletico?
got the advantage of playing the second leg at home.
Yeah,
So
really good.
I think with our defensive prowess currently, certainly in the Champions League, not necessarily the Premier League, if we can show that in the first leg and not rise to it's going to be a cauldron. We know Simeone's antics. We know the Atletico Madrid players who've got all the gamemanship skills, but so have we now. We've often
Yeah,
been told this season that we play the dark arts and do things. That's what the game's going to be like over there. Back here, you'd hope we've got something from the first leg and we can build on it. But I mean, we've certainly got the players to do it. Just yeah, I don't.
absolutely.
Do
No.
you know what? I don't care if it goes 0-0, 0-0, extra time, penalties, and we win. That's fine by my books.
Yeah, because this year you popped them, didn't you, in the Champions League? You beat them 4-0,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, and
Beat
we
4-0,
beat Bayern
right?
Munich, but but the crucial thing here is we beat them, but that was many months ago. It's irrelevant.
And I think that group stage is very different to this level, isn't it? Now we're getting to the actual crunch time, but it'll be great to see like Simeone at the Emirates and things like that. Like I just think the four teams in it are probably the best four in the world at the moment. I would say. Like I know Barca, Atletico, it would have been one or the other because I think Real have really dropped off, but. Bayern, PSG, Arsenal, and Atletico. You can't really ask for a better semi-finals, really, can you?
No, And normally maybe a team, a surprise team makes a run to the quarterfinals or semi-finals or whatever, and people say they shouldn't be there. I look at all those teams. Maybe Atletico is probably the one that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be there. But if you look at Arsenal on form this season, they've been excellent in the Champions League. So anyone that says they don't deserve to be there is talking through their proverbial. So
Absolutely. But no, looking forward to those ties. But we'll take a quick break, mate, and then we'll be back with the key battles from game week 32. Welcome back to the Son and Share pod. Right, let's go through the key battles. I will start with, I'll read a little blurb, Andy, and you can give your little input on what you think, how you think the games went, and then we'll talk about your game at the end. Yeah. So we had firstly the mightier Canards against Dip Your Toes In. So Jennings versus Nixie. Jennings came out with a winner with 57 points to Nixie's 56. So Nixie brought in Gordon for Soboslai and O'Reilly for Virgil, which actually only gave him 3 points more than he would have if he kept them both. But O'Reilly was a great shot. I think he was I was chatting to him during the weekend, and he was ruining that he got rid of Virgil. But Jennings persisted with not making a transfer. I think he hasn't made a transfer in about 2 months now. But it all came down to Mukiele, who came off Jennings' bench for Ekatike, who Jennings actually captained with a 14-point haul, which was just, Nixie was texting me throughout the weekend saying, fucking Mukiele's coming off his bench, which is just, it's just classic case, isn't it? But Nixie can count himself unlucky, but Jennings also had a further 22 points sat on his bench with Gay and Rogers. A slight slip for Nixie in the push for the title, as he could have gone above Ben this week, who also lost. Jennings moves up to 22nd, 6 points above Charlie in 24th. Has he avoided the trophy build? What do you think about that one, mate? Two teams very opposite ends of the table, actually, aren't they?
yeah. Well, I think, do you know what? Fair play. A good win for a start.
Yeah,
That's
that's it.
a strong win. And also, Mr. Jennings not doing any transfers over the couple of months. He's obviously got other things on there on his mind at the moment. So, but no, I mean it's a great result, and you know you need a bit of luck in this game, as you know. I mean, the amount of points I've left on the bench where I've gone, and it's normally involving Matty Cash. I put him in for some reason.
Yeah,
Alderete will get a 10-point haul or something. But yeah, no, I think he did. You need a bit of luck, don't you? And that's the way it works.
absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
Nixie, even with Nixie, like, I think Ben, Nixie, and Matt all lost this week in the top three. So actually, they're all still in the title race. And actually, it's brought peaks a little bit close to them all. So it's actually made the table for onlookers a lot better.
It's what
But
we all want, isn't it?
that's it. Exactly that. Exactly that. On to the next game. We had Shrimp on the Varby versus Odegaard. So Farney with 61 versus Jordan with 76. So Jordan's differentials proved to be the deciding factor in this clash at the bottom of the table, with Mukiele and Virgil scoring 23 points between them. Farney did make an excellent transfer, however, to bring in the impressive Neco Williams into his team this week with an 11-point haul, but it wasn't to be. They both had Mark Gay and Thiago, and Farney went for a bold captain choice of Danny Welbeck, which unfortunately didn't pay off. Farney slips down to 20th and is on 37 points, and Jordan rises to the dizzy heights of 18th with 39. The question is, can Jordan pick up a couple more wins to avoid relegation? Again, Mukiele, Virgil, Gay, Thiago. Literally, I think actually a lot of people got away with that. A lot of people still had Mukiele. I don't even know how they had Mukiele. Have you got him?
No, I've got Alderete, who I never
So have
play,
I.
and when I never play him, he scores points. So yeah.
Yeah, so have I. Like, I've had him on the bench. To be fair, he came off my bench and with his sixth this week. But like compared to Mukiele, when I saw it come up, I was like, please be Alderete the goal, and it was Mukiele. I was like, for fuck's sake. I know people have still got him rotting in their team, but fair play. Gay and Thiago, like Danny Welbeck, I don't actually didn't mind that captaincy. Varney has gone for some left wing picks. He's had Jimenez as captain for fucking 2 or 3 weeks, but
So
I thought he was
here's my thought
unlucky.
on that captain choice. Like anyone that's struggling to either get into the playoffs or to get an advantage, you have to throw out the random captain. You have to. And I can imagine Farney was thinking, well, Beck, he was on fire. Who was it? Who did he score a brace against? How's that?
Can't remember, but yeah, it was
The
recent,
United.
wasn't
I'm going to make it up. I don't know. Whoever they're playing, you're going, oh yeah, he's going to pop in a few today, and obviously he didn't. That's why I captain Calvin Lewin, hoping that I
it?
get a little
Oh,
differential. But
didn't he? Yeah, no, he scored a brace against Liverpool, didn't he?
yeah, that was
Last
it.
week. Yeah,
Liverpool.
no, you're so right. Like I should have, like, to be fair, I got done, which we'll talk about in a sec, by fucking, who was I playing? Dave captaining Thiago. Like, I was texting the boys saying, "Oh, like Dave's captain Thiago, I'm in here," and then he scores two. I was like, right then, that's me done. We'll move on actually to another man who captained Thiago. So Botman returns versus Hotel Tiago. Matt 48 versus Luke with 55. So that's now 2 wins in a row for Luke as he looks to get out of the relegation zone this season. His excellent decision to captain Tiago this week got him the victory, with the Brazilian striker bringing home 13 points with 2 goals and the maximum bonus points. Matt, however, took a -4 to bring in Gibbs White for Enzo and Semenyo from Buemo, but both didn't turn up for him, unfortunately. It could be a costly loss for Matt as he stays in third on 63 points, still 3 points behind Ben with 66. He must be counting his lucky stars, though, this week, because both Nixie and Ben lost ahead of him, and winning the title is on the cards. Luke stays in 21st, but is now 37 points, which is only 3 behind Butler on 40, who sits in 17th. It's hotting up that relegation zone, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a thing of beauty by the end.
When I finish this, I'll just share my screen with the table and we'll have a little chat, because it's fascinating at this stage. It's so much compared to last year, mate. It's so much better in terms of where
Really?
where the table is at. So I think we only had at this stage last year, I think there was only sort of 2 or 3 lads battling out for that 8th place, and obviously
Right.
we
Okay.
didn't necessarily have the relegation. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's it's definitely hotting up. But the last game was me against Dave. So a book a week versus Soboslai for a white guy. Dave 69, me with 56. Another head to head won by an excellent decision to captain Tiago. I actually lost by 13 points, which is pretty much that
Yeah.
captain on Tiago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we actually transferred in Verbruggen as well for Allison, which proved a great decision, with the former scoring 9 points. And he had fucking Dewsbury Hall popping up with a last minute equaliser against Brentford to score 9 points. I wasn't even watching it. I thought it was done. And Nixie texted me, said, "You're fucked." I was like, "What do you mean I'm fucked?" I said, "I'm still in it." He's like, "Mate, Dewsbury Hall's just equalised." I was like, "Oh." Have you?
Do you know what? Those Everton players haven't really been pulling out any points really at all.
No.
That is unfair.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Like it seems to be, when I've lost this year, it has come down to one player popping up
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
hasn't been. But sort of, even for me, Rodgers and Alderete tried to save me off the bench, but it was a huge loss for me in terms of my playoff contention. I still mathematically can make it, as we were talking about. I'm 7 points behind with 9 to play, but let's be honest, they're very, very slim. Dave, however, moves up to 11th with 51 points and is 4 behind Trav in 8th on 55. So things are getting really tight at both ends of the table heading into double game week 33. I'll just go through the rest of the results, mate, and then we can talk. We'll finish with your game. Okay. So,
Maybe take a couple of seconds.
sorry, Dassi beat Gazzy T 54 to 50. Whoever's got Gazzy T this week with his 5 City players will be ruining their luck. Snuck past Trotty 58 to 57, which was actually a huge win for him, as we'll see in a sec. Then lost to Mike 58-52. I've got battered by Nick, the 2 lowest scoring players this week, classic playing each other. Nick very lucky to win that 42-33. Fraser dispatching Charlie 68 points to 60. Butler getting a massive win over Rafaro. I think he spoke about it on Wednesday. He had Mukiele and Gay, which was quite nice for a little 30-point haul from his defence. Then we had Connor beating Balf 66-57, and we will finish with your game, mate. 54-39 lost to Smithy. Talk me through it, mate. What happened there?
It's not this week. It's the past 3 weeks. Just when I saw, that form of, well, whatever it was, 10 wins in 14 or something like that. I can't even remember. and now it's just dropped off a cliff. So I'm off to have a pint, I think.
Yeah.
There's nothing to call there. It's just
No.
terrible.
You brought the two Arsenal lads in, I see, and they did absolutely sweet FA. They actually got you -1, I think,
I know. It
overall.
was. I always know don't show loyalty to your own team and your own players, and I made that cardinal mistake.
I did the same though. I did the same. I had Sanchez in goal. I was like, I'm going to get rid of Sanchez. He's been shit. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I'll double up on this Arsenal defence. They're definitely keeping a cleano. And I should have just gone for. I don't even know what I was doing. I was thinking about the future because I was thinking they need to keep cleanos if they want to win the league. But
Yeah, yeah.
madness. I'll just share my screen there if I can, and I will. If I can, let me see. Yeah, and I'll get the table up for us, and we can entire screen. Here we go. Okay, it might not allow me actually. I'll see. Hang on a sec. Yeah, there we go. So let's see if this works. If not, maybe not. Last try. No, it's not going to let me.
Got my
Anyway,
mobile phone open.
yeah, we have. I'll go through the table there. We have. So sitting pretty still. Well, not as pretty as he was. Is Ben with 66 points, and then we have Nixie second with 64. With 63 now. Peaks is definitely in with a shout now, up to fourth, 61 points. Then we have Balfour Smithy, fifth and sixth on 58. I think they're playoff. They're in the playoffs, I would say.
Yeah. Well, it's
Absolutely
too much to
secure.
go any higher, isn't it? Really.
Absolutely. And then we've got Mike and Trav. Trav is on absolute free fall. He's only won one of his last 5. Connor's picked up 2 wins in 9th to get to 51. Rafai on 51, Dave on 51. Then me and Fraser both on 48, probably out of it. Then we have Andy on 45, definitely mathematically out of it now. Unfortunately, mate, we're going to be sitting right in the middle of this table, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is
I was
classic,
just
isn't
looking
it?
at. I could plummet even further.
Yeah, I'd
That's
like
not
to
worth-
think. I was thinking the other day, like, are we safe? Hopefully, we're safe. I think one more win, and you would definitely be safe with one more win.
One more win.
One more win. And then we have Nick and Dassie on 42. They're in 17th on 40. Then it's really tight. So from Jordan in 18th to Jennings in 22nd, there's only 3 points. So Jordan and Trotty on 39. Ronnie and Luke on 37. Jennings on 36. Azzy T on 20 in 23rd on 31. And Charlie now 5 points adrift at the bottom on 30. Let's be honest. I think he's mathematically relegated now,
He
and
must. Yeah, he has to be, doesn't he?
is
Yeah.
looking like he's going to be building that trophy.
He might not be building the trophy, but I think he's gone.
I think he's gone. I do think he's gone. Do you speak to him pretty regularly? How is he honestly feeling about this? Fantasy.
I mean, in between the tears, he's all right.
I love the fact, like, when was it, a couple of weeks ago, he was messaging me. I love his enthusiasm still, especially when he took that, like, 16-point hit out of nowhere and just got absolutely pumped by.
You guys talked about it before. I love his dedication, even though the perilous situation he's in.
It's hilarious. Fair play to the lads. Fair play. And it's actually, if you look at his team, I'm just going to look at his team. I don't mind his team. I'm looking at his team. Verbruggen, Virgil, Gabriel, Hall, Soboslai, Anderson, Gordon, Fernandez, Semenyo, João Pedro, Thiago. Like, it's not bad, is it?
Yeah. What's his overall points? Where does he sit in the overall points?
So he sits. Yeah, so his overall rank is 2.1 million in the world. So he's not doing too badly at all. I don't know where he's actually at. I don't know if I can find that. I think we can on our league performance. Here we go. Yeah, classic points here. So he is 18th out of 24 in the points.
Okay. I mean, it just shows how strong the group is, though, doesn't it?
It's mad. It's mad because I'm 8th in points and obviously sort of 14th in the league, which is crazy. Where are you in points, mate? You're doing quite well, I think, as well, aren't you?
Yeah, probably about the same place.
Yeah, you're 12th. You're 12th. You're sort of 30 behind me, but we've got Ben's top with 1,920, which I don't know where that is in the world. It must be port of 50, 60K. Then Balf second, 875. Honor 1,864. Faro 1,858. And Nixie 1,854. So
So
we've got
it
what,
shows
10
head to head.
managers over 1,800 points at the moment in the
It
league.
shows the power of head to head and getting your
Yeah.
points.
It is mad. It is mad. I'm actually in another one, and I've picked up in that. It's really interesting if you compare head to head leagues. I've got 56 points in that. So I've picked up 8 more points than I have done in our league, which is really interesting when you compare it, because it's just such a lot, or it's so much more enjoyable, I think, than playing the points. Like,
Absolutely,
what do you
100%.
think? What do you think about doing it this year?
Oh, it's been brilliant. Do you know what? It's opened my eyes because I've been doing it so long. Obviously because I was born in the last century, unlike all of you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's mate. It's just good. It's just brilliant. It really is. And I'm thinking about bringing it into the Tuesday night football club.
Yeah, no, I heard that. Yeah, I heard
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Because it makes sense. It gets people involved, because otherwise it's just if you, I don't know whether same for you, but so many people just give up playing after, a third of the season
Exactly.
and don't even engage. But actually, well, I think quite a lot of people engage in the group. You know, yeah,
Definitely. And it's even like last year, we had quite a few of the lads, and that's why it was slightly easier to get in the playoffs last year, because a lot of lads really did just toss it off like at
yeah,
Christmas. Whereas like now, it's even like, because I'm in a group with a few lads over here, and because it's just points, like, yeah, we gave a tenner in at the start of the year, and no one's even said anything to each other. You just look at it every week. Whereas
yeah,
the head to
exactly.
head is absolutely fantastic, and it's going to get even better next year. But we'll take a break, mate, and I'm going to quiz you on your knowledge of Arsenal players.
Good.
Okay, so we'll be back in a second. Welcome back to the Sonnet and Share pod. Right, I am going to quiz Andy this week. So we're not going to do our usual game. I'm going to quiz you. It's going to be a sort of, I don't know if you've listened to our top tens section before,
I did listen to it. Yeah, go on, go on.
but so it's sort of connected to that. But basically, there are 14 Brazilian players that have played for Arsenal in the Premier League. 14 players. Okay. I would like you, or can you name 10 of them?
10. Shit.
10 of
Right.
them.
Okay. Right. I'm going to go. Do you want me to start now?
Go for it, mate. Go on.
Well, the legend, there is only one legend when it comes to Brazilian players for Arsenal, Gilberto Silva.
Absolute hero.
What a
2002 to 2007.
what a legend.
Absolute legend.
I'm going to go stick around that era. I'm going to go for Silvino.
Silvino, fantastic. Great shout. Unbelievable left back, wasn't he, to be
He
fair?
was good. He was good. He's yeah, no, I liked him. Then I'm going to go for a little cheeky one here. Neto, goalkeeper.
Very good. Very, very good. I actually, when I was looking up this, I was like, fucking Neto. I put Pedro Neto's not played for Arsenal. So I put Pedro Neto in. I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is Neto? And then, yeah, he was actually a really good goalkeeper for Bournemouth, wasn't
Was,
he?
yeah. And he was an
And he
Arsenal
came,
fan, or he said he was an Arsenal fan. He was like living and breathing Arsenal as a young kid. So it was his
very
dream
good.
to play.
Good knowledge, that. Very good. Right. That's 3. Well done.
So you can see where I'm going here. I'm trying to pick the random ones before I come to the main ones. Let's get good. Right, let's go to the current team. Well, there's quite a few. Jesus,
Yeah.
Martinelli,
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Is there any more? Just trying to think.
No,
Feels
there
like there should have.
isn't.
Now
There's no.
I'm going to ask you a question here.
Yeah.
This guy has got dual citizenship. Does that count?
Ooh, potentially. Who are you thinking of?
Eduardo.
Ooh, I haven't got him in, but I'm going to put him
Brazilian
down.
Croatian. I mean,
I'm going to put him down. He's not in the list, but I'm going to go on his nationality being Croatian. But it's a good, it's a nice little curveball.
I think so.
He's not in the He's not in the 14, but good shout. I like that.
How many have I done?
You've done, to be fair, you have done 6. out of the 14.
Okay,
There's
so
still some. There's still. I'd say you would definitely get. There's still 4 biggish names, and there's a couple of like not
randoms.
random ones, but ones that you would have to have a good knowledge of the Arsenal squad to be picking out.
So let's pick out ex-sporting director Edu Gaspar.
Excellent, very
Always a
very
good
good.
choice. Good choice. Now, geez, my brain is not working here. Let's think. Give me an indication, as sort of season-wise, and then I might.
I'm going to give you a season-wise. So there's 2 that were. So one was 2006 midfielder. And there was another young midfielder who sort of was there
Yes,
2006.
Edelson. Edelson.
Yeah, Denilson, very good.
Not
And then
Edelson. Denilson, not Edelson. Sorry,
yeah,
Denilson. Yeah,
Denilson,
I'll take
very.
that one. I'll take that one.
He was actually a decent player, to be fair
It
to him.
was,
On the
yeah,
I liked
yeah.
him.
Sad to see
Uh,
him go.
and then yeah, you do. Yeah, one 2006, and then we have one who played 2019, 2020. Let me just check that one. Let
So
me just
just
check.
sort of pre-COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, 2019, 2020, and then one same 2020, and then one 2014 to 2016. If you are struggling, I will give positions in a bit, but there's definitely 2 you are quite well-known players.
I'm going to be really annoyed by this. It feels like I'm going to be.
Actually, 3 are probably quite well-known. The 4th is slightly obscure, and there's 2 that you definitely probably won't get.
I believe I can do this if
Go
I
on.
summon what little brain cells I have left. Right. 2014, 16.
That's the hardest one, I'd say, of the 4.
Okay. Give me some clues. I'm giving me
So
some clues.
there's two centre backs in this.
Who said
2
that?
Brazilian centre backs.
Oh God, bloody hell, David Luiz,
Yeah.
of course.
David Luiz.
And the
Yeah.
second one, who's the second one? I've got up to 9
David
names
Luiz.
so far, haven't I?
You have, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, you have 9.
I've almost made the 10.
You've done very well. The other one is a centre half. Like, he didn't stick around for very long. I think he's currently playing in Spain now.
Pablo Mari.
Pablo Mari. Not
is he
Pablo
Spanish?
Mari. He's Spanish, yeah.
He was Spanish, wasn't he? No, it wasn't Pablo.
Yeah.
But he did go to Brazil, didn't he? That was
Yeah.
it. He did. Who else?
And then the other 2, one is a winger, very well-known Premiership winger, and one is a big centre midfielder. Came for a season in 2006.
Who the hell was that?
So
No,
the winger, winger. He played for you in 2020. He's played for a lot of London clubs.
Bloody Willian.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Because I was trying to think of the Chelsea rejects we've had over the years, and I just couldn't remember. Okay.
So excellent. I'm going to give you these last 2. One of them, I'll give you this is the career path of one of them. See if you get this. This is the midfielder who played in 2006. So Sao Paulo, Sevilla, Real Madrid, Arsenal on loan, Roma, Malaga, Cruzeiro, Orlando City, and
Ox. Bloody hell, what's his name? Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, bloody hell, what was his name? Yep.
Julio.
It wasn't Caesar, was it? No.
Baptista.
Baptista, that's it. Bloody hell, yeah, because he was going to be brilliant, and he never quite was.
And he never got it, yeah. And then we had, the other one was a centre-back. Do you remember Gabriel Paulista?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, he plays for Valencia now, doesn't he? Or Villarreal.
Yeah, I think he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Someone out there. Gabriel Paulista. He is playing currently for Corinthians. So he was Valencia, Atletico Madrid, Besiktas, Corinthians. And then there was 2, I hadn't really heard of them. One was Andre Santos.
I think Andre Santos, yeah, left back.
Was he left back, was he?
Yeah, he was left back, yeah. But he came in and went, yeah, it was also like all very quick. All of these signings are typical Arsene Wenger signings during the lean years. Random Brazilians that stuck around for a year or 2 and then buggered off. Yeah.
And there was one Do you remember a young lad called Marquinhos who was a winger? Do you remember him for a
Yes,
little
yeah,
bit?
yeah. So he was quite recent. He was, yeah, and he never quite. He scored. I think he scored 2 goals in his first 2 games or something like that, and then
Yeah,
that was it. And then
and that was
just
it.
went to Norwich, didn't he?
Yeah, he
On
did.
loan.
Went on Norwich to loan. Went on a. He went. He was actually at Arsenal for 3 years, but went on 4 loans, and now he's at Cruzeiro
Yeah,
now. But to be fair, mate, that is serious. I actually, when I looked it up, I thought, oh, this is absolutely perfect because it will test you a little bit, but it takes someone who knows what they're talking about to actually, even players like Edu and stuff. I was like, when I looked at Edu, I was like, who the fuck is Edu? Then I put it in. I was like, of course it is. But yeah, mate, right, that draws the ep to a close. Thanks so much again for coming on for the hat trick
no worries.
appearance, mate. So that is, I think last year I got a certificate for doing that. So we might have to
I'm
get,
looking forward to
we
seeing it
might
this
have to
year.
get a little certificate to you at some point. You can take a nice little picture. But yeah, thanks
Could
so
we
much,
get?
mate. And
Could all three of you build a little trophy for me?
I think so. I think we have to. Like coming on 3 times is essential. And this was very came to our Andy came to our rescue tonight to save me doing the episode on my own. So I'm very, very grateful, mate.
No
Well
worries.
done this year. Fortunately, not making the playoffs. I think I'm going to be with you, but I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm going on my summer holidays now.
That's it. Check you can check out now. So whoever's playing me and Andy after game week 36, you can have some wins if you want. Yeah,
Exactly, guaranteed.
that's it, mate. Well, thanks so much, and we'll
No
be
worries.
back next week for our usual fantasy ep on the Wednesday. Good luck to everyone this weekend in the double game week. It'll be really interesting to see how some teams shape up. I don't know if you want to give your plans away, Andy. Have you got any chips left, actually, by the way?
I have two. I have
Whoa.
the free hit and triple captain.
Okay.
And have I got any plan? Do you know what? I was looking at it. I was thinking I could free hit, but then I could just. I've got enough double players. And classic thing is with a free hit, you put players in that don't play or get injured in the first game, and you get 1 point, and someone who's only playing one game scores double. So I'm just toying whether to massively change it, do a free hit, or just maybe triple captain. But again, who would you triple captain?
I don't know. It's probably got to be Haaland, isn't it, with those
Yeah,
fixtures?
but when he's not
Maybe.
scoring, or
Yeah, I
he's
know.
scoring,
I know.
yeah, it's like,
I know. I
wow,
know. I know.
I've, I've just got 8 points this week. He'll probably get a yellow card to reduce it down to 6 or something.
It is crazy, isn't it? It's actually, just before we finish, we can just have a little quick look ahead to game week 33. So, some key battles I think Butler's picked out. We've got Dave in 11th against Trav in 8th. That is absolutely huge for Dave, particularly. Trav is in absolute free fall. So if Dave wins that, then Trav really could see himself outside the playoffs. I actually said a couple of weeks ago that he was in, but he could be out. And then it's me with 48 against Ben. So there's commissioners battle each other this week. I think we've been planning a free hit against each other. So it'll be interesting to see how our teams shape up in terms of the double game week, because I imagine we'll have a lot of same players. But I was chatting to Butler on Tuesday in our episode that I'm trying to go a little bit left field with some of my picks to thwart Ben.
So you've only got 6 teams to really pick from, haven't you?
That's it. 6 teams. So I just thought, you know what? I might as well go out on a high and
Yeah.
get as many points as I can.
Go for some
Then
real
we've got
random ones.
That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like you said, and captain someone random just to sort of, if it comes in, I'll be laughing. But then we got Luke in 21st. First is Nixie in second again. Another massive game for both relegation and promotion, or in Nixie's case, winning the title. And then we got Rafaro in 10th against Trotty in 19th. Again, Rafaro looking to make the playoffs. Slipped up against Butler this weekend. Probably has to win that. Otherwise, he is going to be struggling as well. But yeah, it's looking like Ben, Nixie, Matt peaks now. Be really interesting if I beat Ben and Nixie wins. It would really be cruel, I think, if Ben doesn't win it this year because he's been so good. What do you think about that?
Well, that could be like the Arsenal story.
Absolutely. Literally top for the whole year and just choke a
Devastating.
little bit.
No, I have to say, Ben's done very well this season, but I did beat him this season, so I'm going to rest on that. There must be an
That's
award
it.
for that one.
That's it. Little cap off to that. Hopefully, I can do the same. But there's going to be a lot of chat in our group. Definitely, me and Butler and Ben have got a personal group. I know Ben's been away on a family holiday, so hopefully he will forget the deadline. But I'm not sure he will do that. He's really loving the fact that he's like 50K in the world, as he should do, which I keep saying, which is pretty impressive. So, right, mate.
This is
Well,
where Burnley defenders. There's my top tip.
that's your tip for the weekend, is it? Just triple up on Burnley.
Triple up on
You heard
Burnley.
it. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Right, mate. Well, thanks so much.
No worries.
And
I can. I'll be quite happy to do it. May the fancy gods be with you and to all your little children. Have a good one.
It's the Sonny and Shah Fantasy League.
and even though Son has left for the MLS,
our head-to-head league is still the best. Hosted by
Alex,
Ben,
CJ,
ABC.
easy as 1, 2, 3.
it's another fantasy podcast.
Oh, fuck me.